In Mexican cooking, a comal is an essential tool used for generations. It's a vital part of making traditional recipes. But before we even get to making some beautifully puffed corn tortillas or roasting those ingredients for a fresh salsa, we need to learn how to season it and also how to maintain it. I am working with carbon steel, which is naturally non-stick, and it only gets better with time. Now, if you're starting with a brand new comal, you have to season it in order to develop that non-stick surface. And also, I want to encourage you to look at your manufacturer's instructions because there might be specifications to that specific product. For example, this one, I can only use it on a gas stove. Take that comal over to the sink, wash it with warm water, as warm as you can handle. Just try not to burn yourself. Use a little bit of soap and a non-abrasive brush so that you can remove all of the impurities. This is the only time you're going to be using soap. Moving forward, avoid using it. Completely dry it with a kitchen towel because water can easily rust it, so we want to avoid that. Place it over medium-low heat, and this is just going to make sure it dries completely. We're going to leave this here for about 3 to 4 minutes. Meanwhile, let's talk about the oil. It has to be neutral in flavor with a high smoke point. I'm using avocado, which can go up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. We're good to go. Turn it off, and we're going to drizzle about a tablespoon of oil using a paper towel. Spread it all around the cooking surface, leaving a thin, even coating. Now there is a little bit of excess oil. I'm gonna go with more paper towels and remove it. You just wanna be careful not to burn yourself. And there you have it, perfect. I've preheated the oven, and you have to make sure the oven temperature is at or slightly above the smoke point of the oil. For me, it's going to be 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Place the comal upside down in the center of the preheated oven with the sheet pan position underneath to catch all of those drippings. Close the oven and leave it in there to season for 1 hour. Afterwards, turn off the oven and let the comal cool completely inside the oven before removing it. After it is completely cooled, we can start making tortillas. They will not stick, and also roast our ingredients for salsas, which takes me to our next step, cleaning it so that we can keep it in prime conditions. After using the comal, if it's still relatively clean, all you have to do is wipe it down with a clean cloth or paper towel. I often recommend using an escobeta, which is perfect for brushing away leftover bits of tortilla and other food residue, but it is not necessary. Lastly, while it's still warm, do a thin coating of the oil, allow it to cool down completely, and set it aside. If the food is really stuck, which in my experience can happen after roasting the ingredients for a salsa, it is okay. We can still manage to clean it up. Believe me, the cleaning is worth it because the flavors are amazing. Allow the comal to slightly cool down. I am going to be using the escobeta to release as much of that residue as I can. An escobeta is not necessary. You can use a cloth or a kitchen towel. Just make sure you don't burn yourself. We still have some work to do. Let me dump out some of this debris. This is still warm. I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of that avocado oil. We're gonna do some more scrubbing. And about 2 tablespoons of kosher salt. Gotta be generous with it. Now with a paper towel, scrub it up. I've been scrubbing for about 5 to 8 minutes. This is my second batch, so I literally tossed the first amount of salt, started with a brand new batch. It is dirty again, but I don't think we can get any more of that gunk out. Now that we dumped it out, I'm gonna place it over medium-low heat and pour in a generous amount of water. And we're just waiting for this to reach a gentle simmer. I'm gonna use my escobeta to loosen the bits at the bottom, and yeah, it works wonderful. Another option is using a wooden spoon to scrape that bottom, and I have used a dish brush. You just have to be careful not to burn it. Definitely be mindful of that. Now that I'm looking at the water, it's not even gentle simmering, it's basically steaming. It doesn't have to be super hot, just enough to release what we needed to clean. And I think we're looking good. I'm just gonna turn this off, allow it to slightly cool down so I can dump all of that water in the sink. Rinse it with water, and going forward, do not use any soap. Now dry it out, front and back. Place it over medium-low heat. Leave it on here for 3 to 4 minutes again. With the heat off, drizzle a small amount of avocado oil and spread a thin coating on the surface using a kitchen paper towel. With the new set, remove all of that excess oil. It needs to be thin but shiny. And there you have it. Let it cool down completely, then you can store it away or keep it on your stovetop as decor because it does look beautiful. Or get cooking, make tortillas, salsas, you name it. I think we're about to cook a few steaks in here because it's gonna help that non-stick surface develop over time. If over time you notice that food starts to stick or that non-stick coating starts to wear out, you're gonna have to reseason it. A great thing you can do for your comal is cook a few fatty foods in there like a steak, burgers, bacon. That's gonna boost that non-stick surface as well. Well, I really hope you enjoyed this informative video. I'm gonna leave a ton more information on villacocina.com so you can read over it and have fun using your comal. Until the next one.